Everyone at Twitter, this is Mike Lindell. I'm here to tell you about my new account here at Mike J. Lindell. At Mike J. Lindell. That's the only account over here at Twitter that I'm using. All those other ones are fake accounts, and they've been using my name out there. So we started this account. Please share it with everybody you know. Let everybody you know so we can get the word out over here at Twitter in case they do take it down. And thanks a lot for helping out. Thank you, and God.
So Mike Lindell is worried that you might be fooled by one of these fake accounts on Twitter pretending to be him. Now, importantly, if you're not sure, there's one important thing that can help you to differentiate it. The fake accounts are still on Twitter. His is gone. He was banned almost instantly. So he put out these tweets and these videos of his triumphant return to Twitter in this new free period under Elon Musk. And he just wants to talk. He just wants to chit chat. He just wants to, start another coup and spread some election misinformation. Take a look at this like header image that he uses on his different social media profiles. I love that because if you zoom in, you can see that he's holding the Constitution in literally the last orientation a person would actually hold it if they were gonna read it. And it's just so that you can see it clenched in the very corner. Nobody would actually hold it that way. But anyway, he very triumphantly announced that he was back on Twitter. Please retweet and follow to spread the word. Well, 3.5 hours later, he was banned. It actually mirrored what happened with Roger Stone just a few days ago when he came back and literally said, "I'm back, bitches," and then was gone, bitches, I suppose, because he was banned too. And so it's a reminder that we might have some period in the near future where Elon Musk controls it and anything goes and you can spread misinformation and you can do slander against election corporations and stuff like that. But he's not actually in charge now. They keep forgetting that. Like they haven't actually changed anything, Sabrina. And so people like Mike Lindell still banned for the same violations of the terms of service that they were initially.
Yeah, talk about a speed run. I've never seen somebody get banned so quickly in 3.5 hours. But I think you're right. I think he saw like, Elon Musk is, buying Twitter. He's a defender of free speech, unless it's unionization at, the Tesla workplaces or workers trying to speak out against racism in the workplace. But yeah, maybe he'll let me come back to Twitter and spread more misinformation was exactly his mindset.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit since we talked about Mike Lindell. It's possible that you don't remember exactly what he was banned for. So I will remind you, it was back in January of 2021, the same month when Donald Trump was banned, and for largely the same reasons. He kept spreading like direct misinformation about the presidential election. At the time, Twitter said it was banning him due to, quote, repeated violations of its civic integrity policy. And basically their ban evasion policy prohibits anyone from trying to evade a previous ban, including by creating a new account, which seems reasonable. Lindell told Insider Twitter did not give him a reason for the latest ban, but called it a shame. Well, because you're still banned. That's what a ban actually is. And by the way, you might think, I don't think that Twitter should be able to ban people for spreading lies, conspiracy theories about Hugo Chavez and Dominion systems and all that. Here's the thing, it's a private corporation. It's not the government. Freedom of speech doesn't mean, like it means nothing in terms of constitutional protections in that. Like a private corporation gets to decide. Now, you might say it shouldn't, but that would be a pretty significant change. And virtually everyone who says that they shouldn't be allowed to do that believes that corporations in virtually every other aspect of life, every other industry should be free from government regulation. In this case, they should be very restricted. And also, all of these terms of service are public. When they violate it multiple times, they're doing it knowingly. They could stay on the platform. They know what they're doing. And so you either believe that these corporations get to have terms of service, that they get to exercise some control over whether their platform devolves into a right-wing hell site of lies and racism and anti-Semitism. But as long as you believe that they should be able to exercise some control, Lindell really doesn't get to complain here, Sabrina. What do you think?
No, and also wasn't he just having a great old time on like Trump's right-wing social media app anyway? Why does he want to come back to Twitter? Again, probably because he thought, the Elon Musk news might mean change. But yeah, hopefully he stays banned because I mean, if even Fox News is trying to tell him to like pipe down, that's That's not a good sign.
Exactly. Well, they're worried about lawsuits if they bring him on. I just want to show you a couple more images. So one is literally from the MyPillow website. I think this is just hilarious. Marissa produced all this, but she found this. Take a look at this image of you can buy like $70 slippers at MyPillow. You can also listen to The War Room with Steve Bannon. Does anyone else think that that's weird on a pillow website that they have an advertisement for a guy who had to be pardoned by the president for conning his supporters, and he wants that's just weird. Like, I don't think Macy's should have like a front page stream of the damage report. These are different sectors. Keep them separate. But anyway, this thing does go deep though. He was briefly on Twitter, not anymore. You can find him on Truth Social, as Sabrina said. In fact, you can see a shot of his Truth Social. Now, if this looks exactly like Twitter, it's because they are ripping off Twitter, and I don't understand how that's legal. We'll see if that ends up causing a problem. But he's using even his Truth Social account to support his Frank Speech app, which just sounds like a parody of Truth Social at this point, the Frank Speech. I don't know anyone, Sabrina, who uses Frank Speech. Have you ever heard of that?
Absolutely not. No, if you would have asked me like, what's Frank's Speech? I would think that it was that creepy video that Kevin Spacey did after he got kicked out of the House of Cards, but I have no idea what that is.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.